Stakeholders have stressed the need for public participation in governance, as this, they say, is critical for a democracy. Director, Center for Democracy and Development, Idayat Hassan, says no society can develop beyond the quality and type of governance practice. Therefore, a major appeal of democracy is that it makes the common people not just the object, but the subject of development. Idayat Hassan disclosed this on Monday in Abuja. Maliki Duro has more.
At the launch of Democracy Watch report, the director, Center for Democracy and Development, Idayat Hassan, noted that public participation in governance is critical for a democracy to ensure that citizens demand their fundamental human rights, adding that politicians should be required to publicly disclose their sources of income to foster accountability and develop public trust.
War against corruption, we noted that there has been some notable achievements in this war, particularly the setting up of the institution itself, innovation brought by the anti-corruption agencies. Of course, the number of prosecutions in the last couple of years have actually increased, and it's increased. But we also noted that with each administration there have been challenges. Some of the also intervention have been reactive more than preventive in the war against graft in this country. But what is very worrying, again, as part of our findings in our report, particularly on the issue of human rights, is that these 22 years so far, we have seen a deterioration of human rights, which is like the basis of democracy.
Also speaking, Resident Electoral Commissioner, Niger State, Samuel Ego, said beyond election, there are critical characteristics that differentiate democracies from non-democracies in Nigeria.
We have seen regular and periodic elections with some degree of improvement in our procedures. We have begun to see the increasing level of competition, for power, acceptance of defeats by those who have lost. And we have seen elections that are very, very competitive in nature, which you cannot tell the outcome until it is conducted. But I think the major lacuna in our experience so far is that we have not been able to bring so much benefit to people in terms of their expectations from material upliftment. And this raises a fundamental question about the expectation of democracy.
While lending his voice, Adebayo Olukoshi, Witt School of Governance, Johannesburg, explains that citizens should exercise their rights to vote in order to reject leaders that have poor track record on human rights.
A continued assault on electoral integrity in the country, and therefore the struggle to make votes count and to make votes to matter remains a live one, which we are dealing with in our experience of democratization so far. A lot of emphasis has been placed on the mechanics and forms of democratic governance, but without underpinning any of them with an agenda of citizen empowerment.
It is hoped that one day, not just Nigeria, but all West African countries will become an exemplary of democratic governance with a viable economy.